The night is still, the air is heavy, you can feel it, can't you? A presence watching, waiting. Tonight we talk about the blood moon, a celestial event feared and revered for millennia. Across the globe, cultures whispered of the horrors it brought. The stories passed down through generations, each more chilling than the last. Join me as we delve into 3 blood moon legends, what cultures believe about lunar eclipses, horror story. We'll uncover the ancient fears, the desperate rituals, and the chilling beliefs surrounding the night the moon bleeds. Prepare yourself for tonight. We journey into the darkness. Our journey begins in the cradle of civilization, ancient Mesopotamia, the land of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Here, under the watchful gaze of the stars, a mighty empire rose. But these people, despite their advancements, lived in fear of the heavens. For they believed the celestial bodies, the sun, the moon, were deities themselves, capable of great wrath. The priests, the astronomers of their time, studied the movements of the heavens, desperate to understand the will of the gods. And when the moon turned a bloody red, they knew fear had found them. This, they believed, was no mere eclipse, no trick of light and shadow. This was a sign, an omen of divine displeasure. The blood moon, they whispered, heralded calamity. It meant floods would wash away their crops, plagues would decimate their livestock, and their enemies would descend upon them like wolves upon a wounded animal. Imagine their terror, the dread that must have gripped their hearts as they looked to the sky and saw not the silver glow of the moon, but the crimson stain of blood. To appease the enraged gods, they performed elaborate rituals, desperate pleas echoing through the desolate streets. Animals were sacrificed, their blood staining the altars, a gruesome red, a mirror to the moon above. The air grew thick with the stench of incense, a desperate attempt to mask the fear that clung to them like a shroud. But some sacrifices, they believed, were not enough. The gods demanded more, a human life to pay for their transgressions. And so, under the blood-soaked light of the moon, they would choose a sacrifice, a life offered up to appease the celestial wrath. Can you imagine the horror, the despair in the eyes of those chosen? Their pleas drowned out by the chanting of the priests, their fear a tangible thing in the cold night air. The blood moon for the Mesopotamians was a harbinger of doom, a reminder of the fickle nature of the gods they worshipped. It served as a stark reminder of their own mortality, of the ever-present threat of divine retribution. The memory of these blood-soaked nights would linger long after the eclipse had passed, a chilling tale whispered from generation to generation. Our journey takes us now across vast oceans and centuries of time to the heart of Mesoamerica, where the mighty Aztec Empire held sway. Here, amidst the towering pyramids and bustling cities, a civilization worshipped a pantheon of gods as complex and unforgiving as the jungle that surrounded them. The Aztecs, much like the Mesopotamians before them, believed in the celestial dance of the heavens, but their interpretations were steeped in their own unique brand of fear and awe. The sun, the moon, the stars, they were not mere celestial bodies to the Aztecs, but living gods, powerful and capricious. They dictated the seasons, the harvest, life itself. And when the moon disappeared, swallowed by the earth's shadow, they believed their very existence hung precariously in the balance. The blood moon, for the Aztecs, was not just an omen, it was a terrifying glimpse into the heart of their cosmology. It was during these eclipses that the balance of the universe was disrupted, and the very fabric of reality threatened to unravel. They believed that a monstrous entity, a demon of the night, sought to devour the moon, to plunge the world into eternal darkness. Imagine their terror as the life-giving light of the moon began to vanish, the sky turning a sickly red as if wounded. The air, thick with the scent of copal incense and fear, crackled with anticipation. To appease the gods and ward off this celestial predator, the Aztecs turned to their most sacred duty, human sacrifice. They believed that only through the offering of a human heart, the most precious gift, could they satiate the hunger of the gods and restore balance to the cosmos. The blood, the life force, was seen as a potent offering, a way to nourish the celestial bodies and ensure the continued survival of their world. The priests, their bodies adorned with intricate tattoos and their faces hidden behind grotesque masks, would climb to the top of the towering pyramids, their chants echoing through the darkness. There, under the blood-red gaze of the eclipsed moon, they would perform their gruesome rituals, their obsidian blades reflecting the eerie light. The air would be thick with the metallic scent of blood, a grim testament to their desperate faith. The blood moon for the Aztecs was a night of both terror and reverence. It was a stark reminder of their place in the cosmos, of the delicate balance between the mortal and the divine. And as the blood-soaked shadow retreated and the moon emerged, bathed in its silvery light, they breathed a collective sigh of relief, grateful for another night granted by the grace of the gods. Chapter 3. The Wolves Hunt, the Norse Blood Moon. Our final journey takes us north to the land of the Vikings, where icy winds howl across frozen wastelands and towering fjords carve their way through unforgiving landscapes. Here, amidst the long nights and harsh winters, the Norse people spun tales of gods and monsters, of epic battles and cosmic events that shaped their destiny. Their mythology, rich with imagery of wolves, serpents, and a giant tree connecting the 9 realms, offers a chilling perspective on the blood moon. For the Norse people, the sun and the moon were not gods themselves, but celestial bodies locked in an eternal chase across the sky. The sun, a radiant goddess named Sul, rode her chariot across the heavens, pursued relentlessly by Skoll, a monstrous wolf who hungered to devour her. The moon, a pale god named Mani, raced alongside, pursued by Hati, Skoll's brother, equally determined to extinguish his light. The blood moon, in Norse mythology, signified the terrifying moment when Hati's jaws closed around Mani, plunging the world into darkness. Imagine the fear that must have gripped the hearts of the Vikings as the moon, their only source of light in the long winter nights, began to disappear, its silvery glow replaced by a bloody red. The howling of wolves, usually a familiar sound in the frozen wilderness, would take on a new and terrifying meaning, echoing the celestial chase above. This was not just an eclipse, it was a battle of cosmic proportions, a struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos. The fate of the world, they believed, hung in the balance. To ward off Hati's insatiable hunger, the Vikings would gather together, their voices raised in unison, creating a cacophony of sound designed to frighten the wolf and force him to release his prey. They would bang on drums, clash swords against shields, and shout themselves hoarse, their desperate cries echoing across the frozen landscape. The blood moon for the Norse people was a stark reminder of the ever-present threat of Ragnarok, the prophesied end of days when the wolf would finally triumph, swallowing the sun and plunging the world into eternal darkness. It was a night of fear and uncertainty, a time when the very fabric of their reality seemed to be unraveling, but it was also a time of unity, a time when they would come together, their voices rising in defiance against the encroaching darkness. From the ancient Mesopotamians to the mighty Aztecs and the fierce Vikings, the blood moon has haunted humanity for millennia. These chilling tales, passed down through generations, offer a glimpse into the fears and beliefs of our ancestors, a reminder that we are all connected by the vast and mysterious cosmos above. What are your thoughts on these blood moon legends? Do you know of any other chilling tales from around the world? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going, but be warned. As you look up at the night sky and marvel at the celestial dance above, remember that some stories are best left untold, some secrets best left buried in the darkness. For the night is long and the blood moon rises again.